Good morning. I'm Bill Zortman, and welcome to the June Report Card Show. We have the numbers. Well, not all the community numbers were in, but we figured out a way, had to trade away a couple of draft picks. But we've got everything this morning except Metro Sioux Falls. That's the only thing that was missing. But joining us today are detectives. The president of the Home Builders Association, John Beach, will be joining us by phone shortly. We've got Anne Ferrell, president of the Real Estate Association of the Sioux Empire. Good morning to you, Anne.
Good morning. Glad to be here again.
All right, you ready for this never-ending saga?
You know what? I am. This is what we're doing, and we're getting pretty used to it, wouldn't you say, Tony?
Absolutely.
It is June.
It is.
Your year's half gone, so if you got things to do, let's make sure you do them.
Oh, we're working hard.
All right, Tony Bachman team, Caldwell Banker, studies the numbers and sees the running track that we're on. He kind of alerts us this morning, and I had to alert Anne with her here in the studio that if he just keeps rolling on these metrics, you jump in, okay? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Tony, where are we going?
Good morning, Bill. Yeah, I just told Ann, I said, if I take a stop or take a breath, just go ahead and jump in. So, because I tend to just kind of steamroll through these numbers. But, you know, one of the things in these monthly market stats or metrics that they made a comment on, and I made this comment last time we were together. You know, a lot of times in the news, you'll see housing bubble, or is the market going to cool off, or interest rates is going to squelch the market. And I just think, again, you know, these metric, or when they talk about, you know, if it bleeds, it leads, you know, it's scary. And then you get down into the article a little further, and it says, based on what we see for numbers now, we actually anticipate prices are going to continue to rise through 2022 and possibly into 2023. So I'm not sure where that, quote, bubble comes into place or if the market's cooling. But it even said it in our market metrics. They said, oh, there's a possibility of the market cooling. And I said, I'm not sure really coming up which metric they're looking at. So I'm just going to roll through some of these.
Well, roll, but you do some ups and downs that I don't understand.
Right.
If you don't answer it and Ann doesn't answer it, I'm going to ask it.
Please do. Please stop us at any one point in time here. So new listings are down 7.3%, which has been pretty consistent. We've seen the new listings down, you know, overall. Pending sales, here's the part that's just the disconnect. They're up 39% when it comes to pending sales. And I know that we talked a little bit about this, that some of this may be due to like new construction. There's been a big push in new construction sales. And so when you purchase a new construction home, that could be anywhere from a month, 2 months, 12 months,
right?
You know, depending on. So they're sitting there pending for a long time. Closed sales are down 7.4%.
Well, it matches the inventory.
Right. Well, and I just think that's, you know, the only reason it's down is not because people don't want to buy. It's because, you know, there just isn't enough homes for them to purchase. We've got plenty of buyers out there. The other thing is days on market. We're at a record low of 66 days for, I mean, you know, so again, I'm like, what's cooling off here? There is no cooling off, you know, but anyway, that being said, you know, it's 66 days, which is down 6% from last year. And, you know, on average for the whole year, for previous 12 months, we're down about 10% in the number of days, you know, on market. The other thing is median sales price. Median sales price is up 22%. It is currently at $310,367 compared to last year at the same time. Median price point is $255,000.
Now, is that set of median numbers? Probably people that are listening in other parts of the country would say, gee, those are nice numbers. Yeah. Compared to some markets, it's very affordable. So that's probably why we've seen a number of people that have taken a hard look at South Dakota.
Absolutely.
You know, moving here because they're like, wow, look what I can get for my money. I mean, I can go sell my, you know, other home for double or triple that and still move into a home that is the same size or not bigger. And I can spend a half or a third of my, you know, capital. So
yep. Well, and it makes sense with our economy here and what we offer in South Dakota. Who doesn't want to live here?
Right. So, yeah, but that's a pretty considerable jump, you know, in 1 year. It's 23% in the median price point. Mm-hmm. The percent of original list price received is up 2.2%. Right now it is 103.4, which translates to if you have a $300,000 purchase of a home, which is a median price point approximately, that means that you're going to spend approximately, or your offers on a $300,000 home is going to be around $310,000 to $315,000.
Now,
that's what we're seeing in a lot of the offers that are being accepted.
When little Anne and little Tony were going through a real estate school, they never taught us about 103% of price.
No, we were.
No,
can you even get to 100%?
Yeah.
How do you?
That's pretty good if you could get to 96.
Oh, I know.
97.
If you hit 97% on your averages with your offers, man, you were doing great.
So I came in 2008, and that's when things were kind of taking a dive. And I remember the average, for list price received was like 94%. So instead of that $300,000 home was listed at $300,000, I mean, you're talking about they're going to get somewhere around $282 for that house versus today's market of $310 to $315. Mm-hmm. Even though it's listed at $300, people are making multiple offers. So,
right.
So what else you got there? And did he say anything that you disagreed with?
No, he's right on track.
You're
I think
supposed to disagree occasionally. You two.
Believe me, if I do, I'll let you know. But I think what I would warn our listeners is you do hear the stories of the house that went 50 or 60 or 100,000 over. But recognize that those stories are the easy ones to tell, but that's not the norm. We are looking at typically 103%. That's kind of where we're falling right now.
Well, makes sense to me. What else did you find in your Funkin' Wagno?
So, yeah, and when we're talking about, is the market cooling, and I just take a look at the inventory of homes for sale, and we break it down into, like, the different price points. So anything that's 100,000 or below, their market inventory is down, 65% from last year. We get into let's go to 250 to 300. It's down 53%. And 250 to 300 is now the new first-time home buyer price point. I mean, obviously there's others below that, but I mean, we're seeing first-time home buyers moving up to that point, to get that done. And again, so we're at 53% below inventory-wise. So I think that's probably the key indicator when we're talking about are things cooling off or slowing down. Actually, the weird part is with interest rates rising, it actually increased the velocity. So we're saying that we're in a high velocity market. I mean, and I think that's a better way to say, that we're in a very aggressive market. People are still finding homes, but like Ann and I said, how many clients do we work with where, the expectation is just because we make an offer, we may not get it. We may have to make, 5, 6, 10 offers before we get an accepted offer.
We have talked in past months about the number of people from around the country that have an interest in South Dakota. I'm just curious right now, the number of people that you're hearing about that you work with in your office that are coming from parts that are a fur piece from here.
Well, we certainly have an influx, and this is the time of year where you see a lot of our medical community coming in because everybody has finished their internships with medicine. So you see a lot of new doctors are coming. This is a good time where you start to see the shift in some of our executive offices where their fiscal year starts in July. So this is where you see people moving up and moving in. So you'll see the influx of those executives at this time. This is a pretty common time for that.
And I'm still getting calls from out of state. I just took a call this weekend where someone said, hey, I can't come, but I've seen this house I really would like. Is there a way we can do a video tour of it? And so we did a video tour yesterday. And they were like, oh, I want to figure out how we can make this happen. So we're having more conversations today to figure out what their situation is with their home. And it sounds like they have a home that will sell in about 2 seconds out in California. But there's still people saying, I want to move to South Dakota. We just like so much about it. And they're willing just to do a video tour and probably make an offer. We see a lot of that too.
What are you telling people that are first-time home buyers that are really into a competitive disadvantage right now, perhaps not with the cash that some of the others have, and the seniors? What are you saying?
Understand that this is a process, and as Tony said earlier, we're probably going to make 4 to 6, maybe even 8 or more offers. So don't be discouraged. Just understand this is the process, and I would say try and remove the emotion from it and recognize, and I tell my seller this or my buyers this all the time, if you don't get the house that you put an offer in. Have faith that it's going to get better and you're going to find the one that's for you. I have yet to have a client who's not happy with the house they did get, even after 5 to 6 offers.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I've had many we've made offers on multiple houses. We finally got the one, and they're like, you know what, this was the house for us. So it was meant to be. So, I think that's it. All works, at the end of the day. But you're right. It's having that consultation with the buyers, just indicating that, here's the process. Here's what we're seeing. Here's the velocity of the market. And so what that means is we're just going to be very proactive about the process. We may make multiple offers, but we're going to find you one. And we've been successful at getting that done for our buyers. But it just means that you're on point all the time. It's like when I know that my phone, I have it on all the time, so
mine rings every now and then.
It's not unusual to be taking text messages and phone calls, at night and the weekends, because it's just the business we're in. It's a full contact sport right now with real estate. So,
it is.
And as for your seniors question, I think they're having a lot to think about. Did they cash in on their equity, and did they turn that into something where they can move to an HOA, and do they want to buy new, or do they want to buy, less? And I think the hardest part for a lot of people that live in those larger homes is the fact that now they have 3,500 square feet and they're looking at moving down to 1,800 square feet. And so it's having to just declutter a few things and release a few of your things that you've collected over your life. And so I think that's probably the hardest part for a lot of people that are making that move down.
So, last point for you is, will we be in the same place a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now?
My answer is yes. I don't see anything changing. And here's the reason, is that month's supply of inventory is still less than 2 months. It's at 1.9 months. And until you have 6 months of inventory or more, which is a balanced market, we're not seeing prices reduce. We'll probably still see multiple offers, going into anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And, and we live in a great marketplace too. So with our marketplace, I don't see things slowing down for us. If they open up a great big another development, people are going to buy them and start building. So, Ben, we're back to that. If you build it, they'll come.
That's exactly right.
Tony Bachman, Coldwell Banker, our keynoter. Appreciate your input this morning.
Thank you, Bill.
Study a little bit
Absolutely.
again for next month.
Yep.
We'll probably talk between now and then.
Absolutely.
And we'll bring in John Beach next.